Alright, so I'm back again with another video, and today I have my list for the best projects, hip hop projects this year. I know nobody cares, but still gotta make myself happy. So let's get started with the list. At number 10, I have Rick Ross, Rather You Than Me. Uh, Two or three projects on this list are just out of respect. By that I mean, like, Rick Ross bounced back in a major way. This project was a very impactful project. The way it starts, the way it ends, and the production on this thing, and the lyrics, and the features, and the overall feel of the project, and the length of the project, everything is very good. And I really appreciate this project. And it sold very well as well. It sold like 107 or 6K first week, which is major for an artist who has been in the game from the last 10 years. So, like some of the other Rick Ross fans, I do think he should work with the older and veterans in the game, people like Raycon, Common, people who can actually rap. And I think he should stop collaborating with people like Future, Yogari, and people people who are known for trap sound. I know Rick Ross thinks he is a trapper too, but the pioneers of this genre have stated many times that this genre is specifically for artists who are from Atlanta. So let's get to the number nine. At number nine, I have Two Chains. Pretty girls like trap music. So this project, in a way, was major for Two Chains because he actually took a very different approach from his previous projects. He, in my opinion, tried to take a very serious approach with this project, and he sounded and the track listing and the songs itself looked serious and focused. On his last project, there were a lot of funny bars, funny lines here and there, and he was making a lot of jokes. Two Chainz is known for making a lot of jokes in his lines and saying silly shit. But this project, in my opinion, was very very good. Like, I really like some songs of this album that I still play. Songs like Door Swangin', Poor Fool, and a couple of other tracks. It's a vibe. I don't like that track. I did play it when it came out. I played it like for 1 month or so, and then I just stopped playing that song. I hate that song now. I don't know what happened, but maybe I hate it because of Janae Eiko and Trey Songs. Trey Songs, in my opinion, is not talented enough. I know people love him, but I actually don't like him. Same goes for Janae Eiko. I don't like her singing. She can sing, but her lyrics sometimes are just very off. Like, she literally said that her thing is tight, and maybe she can spend a night, and like, it was trash. The verse was trash, and Trey Songz verse was trash as well. And Ty Dolla Sign, even though he was saying the same thing over and over again, it was fire because it's Ty Dolla Sign. He's great, man. I love him. So I didn't like that track overall, but there are a lot of songs off of that project that I still play, and I really like that project. And like the Rick Ross project, I think he bounced back in a very major way. He released a proper studio album, solo studio album after 4 years. His debut was in 2013, and then he released this album, and it was a very good look, and it sold very well as well. Again, 106,000 first week. It was pretty great. So some people might not like these picks. So if you are offended by any way, uh, I humbly suggest that you get the fuck off my channel. So, no, I'm kidding. You can drop your list in the comments, and maybe I did miss some notable projects. I don't know, my memory is bad. But at number 8, I have Belly's mumble rap. Belly, if you don't know, is a EXO artist, The Weeknd's label, and he's been rapping from a long time now. One of his huge singles with The Weeknd was "Might Not," uh, but this project right here, I think Belly finally got the critical acclaim he should have gotten a long time ago. This album was pretty great, like the storytelling and the lyrics and everything. Look, a lot of people actually don't know what Belly did for other artists. Like he wrote for a lot of artists. He wrote for Beyonce. He wrote for other major artists in the game. But the people who write for other people are often discredited, unless you are party next door, who keeps bragging about the fact that he wrote for a lot of people and he gives away. Like, I hate this thing. Like people like party next door, you sell a song, you are paid in a major way, and then you get on social media and brag about the fact that you just gave away a song. We didn't tell you to give away a song. You gave it away because maybe you were getting enough amount of money, and maybe you in yourself didn't believe the fact that you can earn the same amount of money or even more from the song you wrote. That's why you sold that song to someone. So you cannot get on social media and actually complain about all of this, but I don't know. So back to the project. I think this was a very great project. Very good look for Belly. Really appreciate what he done. He has a lot of other projects, of course, but this project truly got the shine it deserved. So, yeah. So, so at number 7, I know a lot of people go kill me for this one. At number 7, I have Kendrick Lamar's "Damn." So, so let me get this straight. Look, I like the project. I don't hate it, nor do I think it is whack. Alright? For the people who think this is a classic and this is great and the reverse track list and all that, it is all bullshit, man. It is all bullshit. This let me get one thing straight as well. This list is heavily based of my playlist. By that I mean the songs I play the most. These are the songs I play them. These are the albums I play the most. And even though I included Kendrick Lamar's album on this list, with all honesty, I haven't visited the project like from at least 2 months, 2 3 months. I haven't listened to even one song of the project. Some of the voice shit he does, where he switches up his voice, and I I think it is corny, man. I think it is corny. There were very few tracks on this album that we can truly call hip hop and Kendrick Lamarish. And I really don't think this album is as commercial or mainstream as people think it is. It is just an attempt at making mainstream music. But I don't know. I really don't find myself visiting this project often, and I'm sorry for that. So let's get to the number 6 project I have. So at number 6, I have Sci the Prince's album No Dope on Sundays. I still think this album is lower on my list just because it just came out. It didn't came out a long time ago, and the part that is funny is every time I listen to a song from this project, even though I've listened to this project like so many times, every time I listen to this project with my whole concentration, like I catch new bars every time, and in the same song maybe I listen to 50 times or something, which is great, but which is great and which is not great in a way for a person like me. I don't like my music to be too complex for me to understand. But that's just me. There are people like Nas. If you listen to Illmatic, if you listen to Illmatic with your concentration, like you can catch the bars. With Sci most of the times you cannot catch the bar. You need to. Most of the times I found myself going to Rap Genius and actually seeing the annotations and actually seeing what the lyric actually means, because I'm not able to understand what the hell he's saying. I have no problem in that. This is a great thing in itself. So big ups to Sahai, and I hope he has a bright 2018 in front of him. And by the way, this was his debut studio album. He has released a couple of mixtapes before. This was his debut studio album, so we might get his next studio album in 2018. So best of luck to Sahai. And at number five, I have Fabulous and Jadakiss, Fridays on Elm Street. For this project, with all honesty, I didn't even know it was coming out. Like, I'm not a very big Fabulous fan. I listen to his songs here and there, but I'm not a major fan. I'm not a fan. I don't check for Fabulous like I do for other artists. But of course, I respect him as a OG, as a veteran in the game. And Jadakiss, wow, someone who listens to hip hop and classic albums, you cannot deny Jadakiss. You cannot underestimate or just not know about Jadakiss. So I listened to this project and I really love this project. Like, there were a lot of inspirational quotes on here. I really love the fact, like, a lot of a lot of rappers this year with a lot of experience. For example, Jadakiss been in this game from the last 20 years, more than 20 years. Fabulous has been here from more than 20 years, and Hove has been here from the last 70 years. So they all dropped very inspirational lyrics in their albums, which was great. I really appreciate it. Like, for example, Jay Z. Jay Z, I never expected Jay Z to be so introspective and be so preachy in his album. But we will get to his album. Of course, I have him on the list and very high. So let's talk about this project. Inspirational quotes, bars, Instagram quotes. Like, this album was great. This album was great. I went in this project with no expectations. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know their chemistry. I don't didn't know how they would complement each other. But I was very surprised, and I really liked the project, and the way they implemented their features. Of course, that is very good as well. So yeah. So at number four, I know, I know a lot of people again gonna kill me for this one, because this album has only been out from the last 15 days, but I have been playing it like crazy, crazy. It is such a great album in its own way and in its own right. Like, it sets the mood. Like, every time I play this album, I feel kind of happy. But this is what Pharrell has always done. Whenever I play Pharrell's music or the music he has produced, I genuinely feel happy. I don't know what is the case or what is it, but that is true. So at number 15, I'm sorry, at number 5, I have NERD's No One Ever Really Dies. So, as I said, I really love their music, and even though it didn't do big numbers, it only did like 20 to 25,000, which is sad, because Pharrell is such a legend in the game, and I know, man, but I really love the tracks and the way it is executed, and the way all of the tracks are connected to each other, even though there are featured artists. Pharrell, I'm sorry, NERD has put together a very concise and very cohesive project, and I really love the track with Kendrick Lamar, the Carts joint, and the one with the Rolling Them Sevens. I think the name of the track is the one with Andre 3000. That is phenomenal, great, and yeah. So at number three, so my top three might be a little off to some people, but the people who really listen to hip hop know what I'm talking about. So this one might be, well, is a little controversial, but let me explain. So at number three, I have Vince Staples' Big Fish Theory. So this project was not completely hip hop. It had elements of electro, pop, and I don't know, all kind of genres. But I really appreciate Vince Staples' music, which a lot of people don't. Like, this album has great replay value. This album has, I swear, this has one of the most replay values. And what surprised me the most is the fact that he was able to fit on those bouncy and poppy beats so well. Like, it didn't seem corny in any way, nor did it sound out of place. And 12 tracks, straight to the point. I love Back Back, I love Rain Come Down, Love Can Be, Big Fish. Like, these tracks, like, it is one of those projects that I can play from start to finish without skipping any track. So big ups to Vince Staples, and I hope on his next project he actually takes a different route. Well, the same route and the same music he was making in the past, not exactly the same, but take some cues from there, like Hell Can Wait and Prima Donna. Take some cues from there and make a true hip hop album. I would really appreciate that. Or over some West Coast beats. Oh my god. On 2016's Blank Face LP, School by Q, he was featured on the track Ride Out. Oh my god, that track was phenomenal. I still play that track. So at number two, I have Jay Z 444. So as I did talk about this, I think during the fair project, but this album was great, and I think for Jay Z, this is the best way to go out. But I think he might have one or two album left in him. Like, I really think so. And what he can do for his 15th album, well, it is 15th or 14th. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. But for his next album, if it is going to be his last album, I think he should work with Kanye. They have a little beef going around, but I think they're cool now. But I think he needs to do a last album with Kanye West and the Neptunes, both of them. Pharrell and Kanye West, and that would be great. That would be great. Like, Jay Z has delivered a lot of classics with these two people, you know. So yeah, I already know the story. Jay Z 444. It was a great album, and the way it was, like, it was one of the most cohesive projects this year. Everything was tied together very well. Nice production. I really like the production, even though a lot of people complained about it. I like the production, and the way his flow, his lyrics, his wordplay was on point. Everything was on point. And the thing I love about this project, again, unlike the Sci-Hi project, I was able to, like, catch a lot of bars. Like, I was able to digest this project very well because the bars were understandable. So, if that makes any sense. So, for number one, I have, well, this project was released digitally in December, but the physical copies were released in January. So at number three, I have Run the Jewels 3. What can I tell you about this project, man? I love this project. This project is one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. I'm sorry, it is. Y'all will not appreciate this project until 5 years passed, or this was great. I swear, every time I play one or two songs off of this album, I cannot resist but go to the album and listen to the whole album. Like, this is literally what happens with me. And from the last 2 months again, like, some songs have been in my rotation the whole year. But from the last 2 months, literally every day I play this album from start to finish every day. production value, the lyrics, the flows. Oh my god, the subject matters. Like Killer Mike did what Killer Mike does best. But LP, my god, LP killed this project. Like LP's rapping, his rhyming, his lyrics, his flow, the way he came in, and the beats. Oh my god, the production was so great, so great. Like the tracks that were slow were so so well executed, and the story behind those projects, like I'm not gonna front, but like one or two songs on this album literally made me cry. Literally, like the song about his friend, the track 13 on the album, that was so heart touching, man. I can't explain in words. And the track 14 about, even though I'm not from the United States, I can feel what they were explaining. I could feel what they were saying. I might be from a different country, from a different place, but I support black people. I support what they stand for. And with all honesty, I really love black people. Like, they are one of the nicest people you will ever meet. Plus, they have done a lot. They have done a lot for the community, for the culture. Like, not only music, in all other aspects as well. But I'm the person who listens to the music a lot. I listen to hip hop a lot, too much. Like I rarely listen to R&B. Well, I do listen to R&B a little bit, but hip hop is in my rotation every day, and I don't listen to rock, pop, or anything else. And I only listen to jazz rap just because of Common. I have his few albums. So what I'm trying to say here is this is the best project of 2016, 2017 to me, and I know this is going to be a little controversial, even though I made a video on this on Run the Jewels, but I think that this is LP might be one of the, if not the greatest producer slash rapper of all time. Let's think about it for a minute. I know y'all gonna be outraged and start naming people, but let's be straight about it. Look, Dr. Dre, he never wrote his rhymes. All right, I'm okay with that because he made the Chronic, so there is nothing to argue about. But let's get the facts straight. Kanye West, a lot of people co-wrote with Kanye West, and I never found Kanye West to be this lyrical miracle, this ultra lyrical guy. I never found him to be that type of person. So he was a great producer, of course. He is a great producer, but in my opinion, Kanye West tries too hard to be different. Sometimes he did this with Yeezus. Yeezus, nobody liked Yeezus. He tried to do this with The Life of Pablo, even though it was just released last year. Everyone forgot about that project. I don't know why. Everyone forgot. He tried to be too weird and too creative for their project, and I don't think it worked out. I don't think it worked out. And even though people hail My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy as a classic, and I would not argue because a lot of people say that, but for me personally, I didn't like that album as well. Like, no, I mean, like, for a classic, you should at least like 70% of the album. But I don't think I really like 70% of my Dark Twisted Fantasy, and sorry, I guess. So back to Run the Jewels, Killer Mike killed it. The main thing, Run the Jewels 2 was phenomenal. All right, I never thought they could top this, but I never knew they could come up with such rhymes, such lyrics, such beats, and I never knew that LP would rap his ass off on a Run the Jewels project. I thought he was more focused on producing, so he cannot rap that much. But this album was great. If you listen to track one, track one, is a great track, of course. But track two, my God, Talk to Me is great. Then Legend has it. I listened to that track. I don't hate it, nor I like that track, but I don't love that track. All right. If I had to like name a least favorite track, but on a project like this, you cannot really name a least favorite because it fits into the project. And Legend has it as a very great song. What I'm saying is, I don't play it that often. So Call Tickerton, oh my god, that song is so great. Hey kids, the way Danny Brown came in and how the beat, goes off for a minute, then comes back. It's great, man. It's great. It's great. LP is a beast. LP is a beast. I don't know why LP is so underrated, man. Sometimes I kind of feel ashamed of my own self, man. I don't know. Maybe I could do something for LP. People like LP, even though he's winning right now. Run the Jewels is very successful. They are selling out shows, but I really don't think they have uh, the respect they deserve. People are just people just started to know about LP. That, and I was even surprised of the fact that some of the people didn't even know that LP produced all of these Run the Jewel projects, and people were shocked. Some of the people I talked to were shocked when I told them that this motherfucker produced the whole project and grabbed his ass off on the project. And I don't know, for some reason, the way LP sounds on this project, I really love it. I love how he sounds on this project, and the flows, and where he's being funny and sarcastic and serious. It's all tied together very well, and this is the only project that I played this much. I don't remember the last time I actually played a single project this much. Like, I listen to other projects, but I listen to them in a playlist shuffled together. But a standalone project, I don't remember the last time I listened to a project this much. So this is about it for my list. If you have anything against my list, you can drop your list in the comments down below. I know I might be missing a lot of projects, but it is what it is. So for honorable mentions, I know y'all are going to kill me for this one again, but I think Eminem's revival should be up there as well, even though it has only been 15 days and a lot of people seem to hate that project. Y'all need to realize the fact that Eminem's 70% of his fan base supports Trump, and the kind of psychopaths some white people are, they might boycott. Well, they have, because the stats show that they have boycotted Eminem's music. He did this because he felt like doing it. He like he lost more than 70, I think 75% of his sales. Marshall Mathers LP 2 sold nearly 7 it sold 792, nearly 800,000 copies first week, and this album only sold like 250, 260 first week. That is crazy. Like, this album, his eighth studio album, I think it is. Yes, it is his eighth studio album. His eighth studio album sold less than his first studio album, which was his debut album, which is crazy. So I think y'all, even though if you don't like the project, you should support and respect this project. This is this is what a lot of people forget. Like, you cannot disrespect legends. You shouldn't disrespect legends. If Jay Z came out tomorrow and gave us a Vac project, I won't say shit because his last album was phenomenal. If Run the Jewels came out tomorrow, I don't think they can ever do it. But if they drop a Vac project, I would still have that project in my list. Maybe not as high as it should be or as this project is, but it will be in my list. They have done so much. This project is phenomenal. This project alone can make up for three VAC albums from Run the Jewels, and I don't think they will deliver a VAC project. They are too good, they are too nice, and they are too talented to deliver back. So this was my list, and if you had anything against my list, you can drop a comment down below, and we can have a discussion. And as I said before, and in the start of the video, this is a hip hop list. This doesn't include the R&B albums, even though, well, I didn't listen to a lot of R&B albums this year as well. Look, the thing with me is, as I said in my first few videos, that I don't, I didn't listen to a lot of albums this year. Well, I did kind of, but I didn't. Like, there were a lot of underground shit that I didn't listen to. I didn't listen to Rise the 5 9. I think Bar Exam 4 was released this year. I didn't listen to it. A lot of other projects I didn't listen to this year. And 2016, I didn't listen to any of the projects. Like, I forgot Common released an album in 2016. I didn't listen to it. I will listen to it in the coming days, but the thing I'm trying to say here is I haven't listened to a lot of projects in 2016 and 17. The reason being is, as I mentioned, I have only been listening to rap music from the last 4 or 5 years. So I am trying to search about the old music as well. By that I mean I'm trying to listen to all of the renowned classics, like Illmatic 2001, The Chronic, The Tribe Called Law and Theory, and Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, albums like these. I'm listening to these albums and digesting these albums and trying to understand what makes them classic. So this was my list for 2017, and I know I have said this like 50 times already, but if you have your opinion, you can feel free to drop a comment down below, and we will have a conversation. And have a great day.